Hello, my name is Cole Hicks, and I'm a senior composer at Riot Games. I've had the wonderful opportunity to write a wide variety of music over the past few years. If you're familiar with the League of Legends, then you may be aware of all the different music we create. However, if not, then you may be curious, why would a game that's been out for a while now continuously need music? The actual game itself does need new music from time to time, so updating the map, but also for things like different game modes. However, we also believe in and have invested heavily into creating musical content that supports but lives outside of League of Legends. Things like this, or this, and sometimes even things like this. You might be curious, why though? Why have all of this musical content outside of the game? We understand that in-game music for things like Summoner's Rift, or new game modes are critically important to the player experience. However, we also continuously ask ourselves, what else can we create that players might love? That which can draw them deeper into the world of a game they're passionate about, to help create unique and lasting memories. And the answer tends to be musical experiences and content that can live outside of the game, but ultimately point back to and reinforce the world that we've all poured so many hours into. First, we have TFT, or Teamfight Tactics, a game mode we released in 2019. TFT is all about strategy. It's an auto-battler that pits you against 7 other opponents in a free-for-all race to build the most powerful team you can, the ultimate goal being the last person standing. One of the most unique things about Teamfight Tactics is its interactive music system. If the system works as well as it's intended, then it's something that's felt more than noticed. So our goal wasn't necessarily to have the music dramatically call attention to itself. Rather, it reacts to events and game states through various subtle musical ways, and by doing so, it highlights important moments for the players to understand in TFT. The most traditional piece of music in TFT is the intro. This music plays right as you enter the game and serves to set the mood before the first battle. This is also one piece in which we alter the music to fit the thematic for each new set that we release, like we did for Galaxies. Once we move into the primary game, the interactive music system operates in full. For the planning phase, we have an ambient layer to establish the atmosphere. Melodies across a variety of instruments separate from the ambient layer will play randomly over the top of this music during this phase. As we begin to prepare for battle, the music shifts in arrangement and tone to signify something is about to happen. That something is battle. As your team battles an opposing team, the music, all in the same key and at the same tempo, fades in to replace the other musical layers with something more intense with driving melody and momentum from the drums. These 3 different layers exist for 3 different chapters in the game. The first set of layers play for the first part of the game. The second set of layers replace those tracks once the first player is eliminated. And if you make it all the way to the top 4, then you'll hear the Chapter 3 music. At the beginning of the game, you'll have started off with something relatively relaxing, but by the end of the final battle between the last 2 players, the music will have become much more intense. And then, hopefully, through all of your hard work and unparalleled strategic choices, you will hear this musical stinger to celebrate your victory. What is a champion theme? Well, to us it's a unique opportunity to do a few different things. The first is to musically represent the champion, both what we see on the surface and sometimes the hidden core of what makes them who they are. Then for some champion themes, it's also a chance to explore and further musically define what different parts of our world could sound like. Ultimately, it is a single piece of music that we hope expands Runeterra, musically resonates with the champion, and invites a listener deeper into our world. Let's walk through an example of a champion theme for the recently reworked Fiddlesticks. Now, Fiddle's pillars are Fear Personified, Ambush Predator, and Eldritch Scarecrow. So how do we represent these pillars but do it in a way that's unique to Fiddlesticks in Runeterra? Well, after talking with the champion and marketing teams and doing a lot of reading on Fiddlesticks, it became clear that Fiddle has been around for a very long time, and is known in every region of Runeterra. So, with that line of thinking, wouldn't there be stories about Fiddlesticks? Perhaps even songs? Cautionary tales of a mother singing with her child. At this point in time in Runeterra, the lyrics have lost their meaning, but since Fiddle has returned, people are starting to pay attention to the lyrics again.
When fields like calm and wind stand still, run home.
And this melody we've been humming through the whole song. As Matteo had mentioned previously, this melody was based off of Fiddle's passive sound, the effigy. Beyond this melody, we tried to think of different textures that could work. And we ended up using things like hurdy-gurdy, guitars that are a little out of tune, and a violin that's played with no vibrato at all. It sounded a bit like this. The end result is a Runeterran folk song that has existed for a very long time and warns its performers and audience of the signs of Fiddlestick's return, evolving over the course of the piece to become darker, more intense, and terrifying until it's